kind of things. But my idea, people think I'm anti-chess. No, I'm not anti-chess. I'm pro-chess. I'm trying to keep it alive. It's just the reverse. I'm not coming up with anything radical at all.
I asked two Icelandic grandmasters the other day, who was the best chess player ever in the history of chess. And they both said they contemplated it. And I asked them, objectively speaking, and they both said Bobby Fischer was the best player ever. Do you agree with that assumption?
I want to get back to Fischer random.
Don't go to answer this one. Are you the best player ever that ever was?
Well, obviously I think so, right?
Yeah. I mean, during the match, you beat Timon of 7-0. You beat Larsen 6-0. Nobody has any
but first of all, you have to understand something about chess. Of course, I'm better than Morphy. Why am I better than Morphy? I don't say I'm more talented than him. I just know much more theory, right? If he came back today and he could not open a book, let's say, right? He would do badly even against masters, maybe. That has nothing to do with his talent, though, right? So when you say I'm better than Sean, it doesn't mean anything because of all this theory in chess. But now, if you were to say, am I the most talented player, that's something else.
Are you the most talented player?
Well, again, I think so. But maybe, that's just my opinion. Morphy was fantastic. Capablanca was fantastic.
What about later? World champions, Kasparov?
But, as I said, I don't like to delve too much into the old chess because I hate it so much. I feel by delving into it, I'm promoting it in some way. I don't want to promote this goddamn game. My only interest in the old chess, I have only one interest. To expose the prearrangement. People are living in a dream world.
But don't you think it's paradoxical coming from the best player that ever was? And now saying it is the one.
Life is like that, no?
There's one question that I've always wanted to ask you, given the opportunity.
It's not really paradoxical. Chess is basically a search for truth, right? So I'm searching for the truth. The truth is chess is no good anymore.
So that's an honest.
On the table.
Huh?
On the table, when you're playing the chess.
Chess is no good, and it hasn't been a good game objectively for 150 years, since all this theory. It was a good game maybe 200 years ago, in the time of who's that guy who developed the pawns theory? What's his name? The Frenchman.
So you're saying that already when you became world champion, that already by then it was a bad game?
Yes, it was a bad game, but on the other hand, it wasn't as bad as today. No comparison, but it was a bad game. But at the time, I was fired with ambition because to win, and I was willing to overcome all of these idiotic obstacles in the way of that block a talented person from winning. But now, you see, as you get older, right? What do they say? You have to get. What is the point? As you get older, if you don't get better, you have to get smarter, no?
Yeah.
I'm much smarter now than I was then, Much, much smarter. Now, I don't want to do things the hard way. Why do things the hard way when there's an easier, better way?
Did you gradually, you were born as a young man saying...
The old chess is you're banging your head against the wall with this theory that you were trying to find some little improvement on move, 18 or 20. It's ridiculous. It gets harder and harder and harder. You need more and more computers. You need more and more people working for you.
And less and less talent.
Yeah, and less
Creative.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Enjoyment, everything. Why?
Did you gradually start to hate chess, or did it come suddenly?
Oh, that's a good question again. Did I gradually? I think it came gradually, but then at a certain point, I mean, I was hating it, but I didn't know it. You know what I mean? Because I was still trying to make it work. But then now I realize I was gradually hating it, all along.
Thought I was having a bad dream, but I'm not sure. So I just woke up, thought I was having a bad dream, but I'm not sure. Specialised Crux just been launched this morning.
I want to phone Peter. Peter, which of these words means wickedness?
What the fuck's going on?
The second one.
I believe the audience also went with that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. 50% said that.
I'll go B.
Final answer.
Final answer.
What the fuck's going on?
It's right, it's right.
It's not wrong. You just won £32,000.
All right, mate, the next voice here will be Dave's. He'll tell you the question. There are still 4 possible answers.
David, ¿qué pasa con el video? So yeah, $12,000 for this. Maybe it's not a dream. Maybe we have to do a little chat about this.
Now, I bloody hate doing videos like this, but I felt so compelled to get these thoughts down before I move on and forget this bike forever. But this morning I woke up, thought I was having a bad dream, and saw this new Specialized Crux be launched. It's their cyclocross/gravel bike. I don't really know how it fits in their range. It seems to be a bit confusing in that respect. But before we get onto the price, which could make up another video all on its own of this bike, I've gone through some of the marketing material on the Specialized website, and yes, if you're just about to eat your breakfast, I don't recommend you doing the same, because I do feel slightly vomitous now and pretty angry at the day. But anyway, I had a quick look, see what they were saying, to give them a fair stab at this. And apparently, it's taken them 100,000 iterations, frame iterations in their simulation, in their optimization algorithm, to get to this kind of frame shape. Yes, a round-tubed carbon bike. Just like a Tarmac SL4 from many, many years ago. We seem to be going back, like in the whole industry, we seem to be going back in time and just charging more for it because basically we run out of ideas. 100,000 iterations for this. What were they feeding in to the optimization simulation? A chicken and a combine harvester? Or was it just written really badly that it took 100,000 iterations to come out of that? And what's worse, and this is specifically damaging to Specialized, is that their lead engineer, some guy called Peter Denk, apparently had a eureka moment when designing the Athos that, frame shape, tube geometry, second moment of area is more important than carbon fiber layup and carbon fiber properties. How is that a eureka moment? That is year one of mechanical engineering. If it's taking you until 2019, 2020 to figure that out, I mean, you don't even have to figure it out. That's been in engineering since day one. Tube shape is way more important in terms of stiffness and flex and whatever than changing material properties. Even go from aluminium to carbon fiber, you can influence the stiffness way more with tube shape, so a big diameter round tube. I mean, hell, I even did a bloody basic layman's explanation of second moment of area a couple of years ago. I'd link to that somewhere on the screen. But that shouldn't be a eureka moment. The fact that they're marketing that as a eureka moment, what does that say about their engineers? I mean, they should know that after year one of engineering school. It's just ridiculous.
Just a quick mention, as I presented you yesterday, or in the last episodes, let's keep this order, not by days. The actual wheel manufacturers somehow went on with the idea of straight pulling hubs, because there somehow was a whatever cost reduction, weight reduction, whatever. So basically nothing, but the width of the flanges become even narrower. A problem which they fixed with the boost hubs. Of course, the boost hubs were introduced by Americans, by the Western, whatever technology, Cannondale, Trek, Santa Cruz, Specialized, and Giant, Taiwan. So basically, if they didn't mess up with that flange, straight pull, or J bent, the standard, whatever, so they just kept the whole thing there, maybe the boost was not needed. Somehow the boost was introduced, it's a step forward, let's take it like it is. But again, some people may say there is a marginal gain in stiffness, so not a big problem, not a big value if you are either on the old standard or on the new boost standard, whatever. So they are just messing around, you know, experimenting, creating a problem, then finding its solution. Of course, in this video we see a debate about, of course, the round shape tubes of a bicycle, which in terms of stiffness is clear as the light of the day, so no discussion. And somehow they needed to use artificial intelligence, whatever other you know, sci-fi, fantasy, but real futuristic methods to just come back to the round wheel. So basically, after a lot of attempts to make the frame aero, so squeezing, ovaling those tubes in a way or another, experimenting with different patterns of laying the carbon fiber, different angles and whatever, different maybe different resins and whatever other things, they came back and they say, man, round is good. So even though it's not aero, oh, it's not aero, oh, internal, you know, it's stiff, even though it's made out of carbon, out of steel, out of aluminum, or whatever other material, titanium, magnesium, scandium, or whatever. So basically, just a stupid approach to somehow ruin what works, and to concentrate all the efforts to chop a good technology, to try then to solve that problem, and then to create another problem and to solve that, when of course they could actually keep what is good and to improve if there is room for improvement anywhere. This is about frames, and of course is relevant.
A couple of years ago, link to that somewhere on the screen. But that shouldn't be a eureka moment. The fact that they're marketing that as a eureka moment, what does that say about their engineers? I mean, they should know that after year one of engineering school. It's just ridiculous. Don't use that for marketing, it makes you look stupid. That's actually pretty damaging. Now, the next thing is they seem to be like charging money for tyre clearance. They keep going on about tyre clearance, and it almost seems to be one of the justifications for the whopping price tag, which is $12,000 US. But that's kind of like, when you're designing a car and you know it needs to fit a family of 5, that's basically like the car maker saying, oh, we made this have 3 seats on the back bench. You can now take your 3rd child and they won't be left at home playing Warhammer or whatever the kids play, Warcraft. You know, That's just a given. That's a set of design parameters that need to go in at the start. Don't keep banging on about that in marketing.
And this is a very, very, very strong point which he touches. It's common sense. So it's like somehow I market myself being wearing a black t-shirt. It's obvious that's what I chose, and what can I market about it? You understand? So it's a technical requirement. It's basically nothing to market, but they say, oh, you have a bigger clearance. What? You could just introduce the datas and to just give me what I need. So that's not a marketing thing, what I need. And you don't come up with a marketing solution. You just engineer based on the needs. You adapt the materials to the needs. No marketing there. But they say, oh, marketing. Maybe you want to market a paint job. The special, rare, whatever edition with gold touches and shiny diamonds and Swarovski and platinum and whatever other things signed by the president of whoever state or whoever singer, whoever bought sat on the saddle. You can still smell the person, you know, the famous person, and we try to sell you that for a lot of money. That's marketing. But the wheel size, the tubes, the aero or not aero, or even there are a lot of squeezing tests. So basically, if the frame is aero, you squeeze it on some specialized moment, and your finger basically is entering into the frame. That thin is, that flexy it is when you squeeze it, and if you crush it, we don't even talk about this because it's obvious, stupid and poor designed. Let's also give back few seconds, but let's read some. Oh, look, Hambini commented here. That was an enjoyable reaming. Of course. Yep. I'm looking forward to a few years time when Specialized release a revolutionary, of course, early 2000s bike, and 50 years old until 2000s with a rim brake for 20,000 K. The revolutionary, of course. I hate Specialized marketing, but they seem to understand their I'm an idiot, take my money crowd. Very funny. What's up with that dentist stereotype in the English world? I don't know a single dentist here in Germany that rides bikes. Me also, but it sounds alright. They can and will play this game of super expensive bikes until their stuff stop being sold out almost immediately every time they drop a new frame. The customer is to blame. Can we fault Specialized for selling their frames with an astronomical margin of people buy them up like their life depends on it? If people were not only willing but basically begging to buy a brick with a Supreme logo on it for $50 or something like that, are Supreme stupid ones for selling said bricks? No, the customers. But who am I to actually talk about other people? the reality, the engineering and the marketing talk about them in that way, so actually they are stupid. Great vid as usual. The snowberry of cycling is getting stupid. Just purchased my new giant TCR Advance for 2,600 pounds, and when picking up the guy say it will make a great winter bike. I went red and replied took me a year to save for and once I put lighter wheels on it, it will be my good summer bike, you melt. So yeah, a good bike at only a fraction of those money. Sanding off the paint and throwing drop bars on a specialized Sirius Carbon from a few years ago. Big brain move. Marketing. Yep, marketing. Brilliant and extra kudos for calling out this nonsense. The X-Works logo is worth $5,000 all on its own. Well, if you make the step size in your optimization algorithm small enough, I'm sure you get through 100,000 iterations going from 25 millimeters tire clearance at 47 millimeters. Feel like this exists to make the cheaper but still horrendously overpriced model in the range look good value. Of course, it's a scam. Effect for fixing price for a branded product, of course. The maintenance and whatever other costs. I always think that when you see the $10,000 bike on the group ride, then you feel your 5,000K bike, it's absolutely modest. It's clearly marketing that must work. Yeah, for who play marketing, it works. For who play bikes, it's a different story.
A family of 5. That's basically like the car maker saying, oh, we made this have 3 seats on the back bench. You can now take your 3rd child and he won't be left at home playing Warhammer.
Or let's say we created the revolutionary car with 7 places. Now you can carry whatever stupid, goods with the revolutionary new Toyota Hilux, which have some space in the back. Oh, the new revolutionary wagon, which is a bigger version than the sedan. Now you can pay a lot more because it is revolutionary. Please buy this new concept of car. It is big. Let's not talk about vans. Oh, my van have a capacity of 3.5 tons to carry whatever things. It's stupid. It's purely comical, stupid. It's horror.
Or whatever the kids play. Warcraft. That's just a given. That's a set of design parameters that need to get.
Let me see just a thing. What 47 millimeters 47 tire in inch. What this value is? 47. So it's a 2.3. Basically a mountain bike 29-inch wheel. Or not. Not, it's a 1.75 apparently. Yep, it's much smaller. Let's write 622. So basically it's a 175. oh my god, this is horror. Horror. And you will see why, because I will show you my own version of you know, laughing at the industry with my hybrid bike, which of course make a lot of sense, more sense than what all these stupid new dentists will ever know. So a hybrid bike, 28-inch, is not electric and whatever. The hybrid bike, let's say what is, it's a basically mix between mountain bike and road bike. What a hybrid bike is. Road MTB. A hybrid bike is a bike that combines the feature of a road bike and mountain bike, resulting in a bike that can perform well on various surfaces as a paved road, gravel path, dirt trail, and even grass. So this is a hybrid bike. Alright? If we actually, so, you know, this is a hybrid bike. A comparison between hybrid bike with a straight handlebar, so no these horns, whatever they are called, I don't know still today, with some covers, with some baggages, with some lights, with whatever thing. This is a hybrid bike, alright? Also, a hybrid bike, no suspension, no whatever, hybrid bike. If we open a new page, let's write what a trekking bike is. A trekking bike is a hybrid between mountain bike and road bike, which is why they are sometimes also referred as hybrid bikes. Trekking bikes or touring bikes look similar to mountain bikes, but the wheels are thinner, so they also offer a more upright riding position. By the way, this trekking bike is used to commute in cities. Let's read this. Trek bike. Oh, this is trek bike, not trekking. So, trekking bikes, on the other hand, are designed more for the road and light off-road use, but offer excellent suitability for everyday use thanks to luggage racks, lights, and mudguards. So this is basically a city bike, or one bike does everything, which of course can be used mostly on pavement, on roads, but you also can take it on, let's say, trails or whatever, gravel. Alright, this is a trekking bike. This is a hybrid bike. You can see here rain covers, alright, lights, dynamo, what's next? A rack here, a stand, kickstand, whatever is this, I don't know what's called. I usually remove it. Cube, trekking bike, hybrid bike, whatever. Of course, different accessories. Maybe it's also electrical, so it can go 25 k's to help you just to commute. And if we actually write again commuter bike, again a city bike this time, but not that more oriented to a mountain bike, to a whatever. It's with fixed fork, and also on trekking bike you can have suspension, good, bad, whatever. Trekking bike. Now let's also ask Google what gravel bike is. Gravel bikes have frame geometry that is intermediate between road bike and cross-country mountain bike. Basically between almost similar to road bikes, leading to a bike that is slower to turn but more stable, particularly in low traction descent, than a road bike or cyclocross bike. So this is not a comparison between a road bike and the mountain bike, but between a road bike and cyclocross. Now let's ask, what is a cyclocross bike? Cyclocross bikes are designed to travel both on and off-road. Cyclocross are actually a race discipline that evolved as something for road racers to do in off-season, but the bikes have become very popular outside of racing due to their versatility. So this is basically a road bike which you use to go in the mud and on some trails. It's a bit adapted with some geometry differences, tire clearances, mud differences, running like an idiot with your bike in the back, differences, you know, cyclocross. Sorry guys, this is my opinion. There are a lot of cups, there is a federation, so hopefully I'm not a big fan, but I just express my honest opinion. This, in my opinion, looks very, very stupid, and I try to don't judge because it's actually a sport in the end. Whatever they can do, let them do. So this is the cyclocross. The gravel bike is between a road bike and cyclocross, so not mountain bike. A trekking bike is a hybrid bike with also front suspension, no problem, or fixed with no suspension. Each one choose for him what works the best, you know. And this is actually a trekking bike. So trekking bike is actually a better gravel bike if we think just a bit. And the trekking bike is of course a hybrid bike. So basically nothing new, nothing fancy, and not even that wide wheel. You will see my hybrid bike, how it looks, what is on it, and of course because I checked the 47 cc whatever tire size, that's actually don't even that wide, so I can fit that easily, if not even 2-inch wheel or even bigger. I didn't try it because I use it softly, you know, on pavement, on asphalt and whatever, sometimes in the forest, but not needed to have tires like this. You will understand when you will see. So 47 here, 47C by 650B. Let's see 47C by 650B in inch. So yeah, basically 175-inch wide tire. Not that wide. 1.95, whatever, it's below 2 inch anyways.
Warhammer, or whatever the kids play, Warcraft. You know, that's just a given. That's a set of design parameters that need to go in at the start. Don't keep banging on about that in marketing, that the car can fit 5 kids instead of 4, or this bike can fit 47mm tyres instead of 33mm tyres. It's just part of the design envelope. Don't keep going on about that, saying it's got massive tyre clearance. Yeah, it's a cyclocross bike. It needs to have massive tyre clearance. Don't even mention it in the marketing, and don't even try and justify the price tag because you've given it some more clearance on the drawing. That's all you need to do is adjust the CAD, adjust the drawing to give it clearance. Don't keep going on about that. This might be the highest margin bicycle ever made today. I mean, Specialized do keep surprising us. Oh my God. But for a bike with round tubes, a single bloody chainring, and no hardware. Like, you can't even put fenders on this. You can't put any clip-on bags. There's no extra bottle bosses. There's no extra mounts.
As I said, which hybrid bikes and trekking bikes, so the same bikes, so a combination between road bike and mountain bike, they sell you this extra special cyclocross joke wider, but not that wide anyway, thing which doesn't have luggage and rain covers, rain mud guards, none of that, but is a cyclocross. It's funny, very funny, very funny.
You can't put any clip-on bags. There's no extra bottle bosses. There's no extra mounts. It's just a single chainring round tube carbon bike for $12,000 US. And yeah, we can do the price breakdown and work out their margin. And yes, I have OEM SRAM prices in front of me. But even if you were to build this up at retail, so if you wanted to go and pay retail for all these parts on your own, think how much cash you'd have left over. I mean, you wouldn't, because they gouge you for the price of the frame. I think the price of the frame alone is $5,500 US.
Oh,
for that.
Nice.
Like, I actually can't. Oh, well, I pity anyone that buys this with their own money. I pity their stupidity. Please. Now, the other thing is, yes, it is impressively light, but if you take into account that it's basically a road frame with round tubes with bigger tyre clearance, it's still very light. But to get the weight down, even though it has those round tubes, they must be using high modulus carbon fibres. We know that high modulus carbon fibres inherently aren't as tough and they aren't as strong. So being a gravel bike or a cyclocross bike, this bike should be designed to take a couple of knocks. And I just have a glaring suspicion that it's got too many high modulus fibres in it. I have a glaring suspicion that it's got too many high modulus fibres in it. And it will be fragile because those high mod frames do not like impact and they do not like being dropped. They don't like hitting rocks. And yeah, I don't think it's a gravel bike or a cyclocross bike, really, when you take that into account. So what is it? It's an Athos with big tyres with a huge price tag. I mean, when I look at my Santa Cruz mountain bike, which has many 50 or so pieces of hardware in the linkage, it has suspension, it has valves in there, it has oil in there, it has many bearings in the linkage. I mean, look, that just looks mountain bikes look like great value. And it's a Santa Cruz. It's a very expensive bike. I mean, what? I don't know how long Specialized is going to play this game of being ridiculous, but at some point it's going to stop because, let's be honest, bicycle development has stopped pretty hard over the last 10 years. Nothing really has changed apart from disc brakes going onto road bikes. Let's face it. But the prices are still going up, and that can't keep happening. At some point, there has to be a change in either one of those. There has to be a very big development in bikes to justify the price rises, or the companies are going to have to start charging less, because I can't believe they will sell this at this price. Anyway, I hate making these type of videos, but until the bike industry stops pissing me off, They'll keep coming. Cheers. See you in the next one.
Very, very nice. Am I in this group? And I am, let's say, honest with you, or am I trying to cheat, to lie, to scam about these things? So now let's watch. Oh, I opened this twice. So let's watch some because there are nowadays for these gravel bikes, for these trekking hybrid bikes, they try to create somehow new special design, special price, of course, special functionality, whatever, suspension characteristics, which can be forks, so suspension fork, rear shock as just a smaller cross-country shock, whatever, or they can make the carbon frame, pay attention, to somehow flex, so is no suspension there. Cannondale does this, but they lay up somehow those carbon fiber strings, and the frame actually flex with your weight, which of course can be lower, higher. You can sell the bike to someone else, or you can buy the bike from someone else, and of course you can expect to be good, and whoever other problems. So basically that thing can flex 3 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 4, I don't know, but that flex a lot under your weight uncontrollably, because it flex only in a way it was thought, programmed, let's say like this. So you have no adjuster to rebound, you have no adjuster to compression, you have nothing, just that flex. So if you want a bit of less flex, not possible, different preload, not possible, or if you just go on the road and maybe you want to stop that, to shut that off, as for any rear shock, for example, so you don't lose always balancing like a ship on the sea, you know, losing at each pedal some watts just to flex the rear wheel. You can't do that. So there are new, awesome, incredible, oh, amazing gravel stuff there with forks and rear suspensions. Let's present what, let's say like this, when RockShox Paragon was released. This is RockShox Paragon 65 millimeters for rim brake, V-brake, whatever you can call it, or for disc brake. There is a version with disc brake. I have the one with disc brake. You can adjust here the compression or to lock out completely the fork. So it's basically a gravel bike, no suspension, it is locked, but it have no rebound. It's let's say like this, a standard non-adjustable rebound. So the travel is basically either 50 or 65. Lowers created from magnesium. Uppers 30 millimeter. You can have either straight steerer, either tapered. So it's just a, you know, preference thing. Air pressure, so it's a solo air. it's actually very light in one way or another, or you also can have a remote control on your handlebar, whatever, not a problem. The price, 200 almost. I bought it mine for 200, so not that much. You can find good deals. But I want to know when, the year, when it was introduced. I think I need to ask the intelligence artificial assistant. Hello. It's older. Check again. Another mistake. Gold or silver, coil or air when it was introduced. Oh my god, awesome. Our topic was closed. Now, first time asking, so new conversation. Option for air, for coil. It is a gold version or a silver version, doesn't matter. Now he say 2014. Sure. I thought it was older than 2014. All right, not Paragon, but what trekking version of RockShox, close to 65mm travel, older than 2014. Let's check these results. So this is exactly what I was looking for. So it's a RockShox, bomb-proof. I think after 20 years it actually works as good as in the first day. If you service, if you change the fluid again, can work for years, but I don't know if it is on 26-inch wheel or 28-inch wheels. Spec. Oh, so basically here it is. You can read here. Ruby Road version on 28-inch wheels, released in 2000s. You also have this Metro, whatever, a road version, again for 28-inch wheels, 2001, 2005. And also we have this RockShox Paragon 2014, which you see is a incredible piece of a component, piece of equipment, which of course is also reliable and useful. This is a bit older on coil or a elastomer, which is a gel, a whatever, rubber, whatever. Thank you. Let's go back to this, what I said, new forks, new suspension, new for gravel. Buy this new, which is freshly updated, whatever, with 40 millimeters. So if you are actually that a hard rider, what you prefer? 40, 50 or 65 from RockShox Paragon? What do you prefer? Coil, air, whatever you can choose for $200 RockShox, but it's not new. All right, it's 2014, and also trekking bikes and commuter bikes or hybrid bikes, whatever, are also not new. So maybe they don't sell, but they work awesome. Commuter bikes, hybrid bikes can adapt also those rain covers or mud guards. You can put there a bag, a rack, a light, a whatever, but it has a 20 millimeters more travel. Oh no, which usually is awesome because it's not a 100 millimeter cross country. So from 60 to 100, you understand, from 40 to 100, but from 40 to 60, I think is logical, is best thing possible. If you also use the aka gravel bike, whatever, in city, so you hit different potholes, different man, I never knew how this is called. Today is the day of finding what this word in English is called. Edging. So edging of the roads. Because in Romania we changed this edging a lot of times. A big profitable business, not for us, for the rich crooks. And if you ride in city and you hit always this road edging, 60 millimeters travel. Bellissima, awesome, bellezza, ragazza, whatever. Maybe I talked something bad because I don't know what those things mean, but anyway, incredible, you know, the best. Oh no, we have gravel. Let's watch a bit about gravel.
Suspension forks are a thing now. Gravel suspension forks are a thing now, but which is best? We've tested 6 of the latest models to find out. It wasn't limited to their ride performance, we also had them assessed for build quality and ease of servicing. Most of these are worth upgrading to for a certain rider, but I'll start with the absolute gold standard. The best gravel fork is the RockShox Rudy Ultimate. When it comes to performance, the RockShox Rudy Explore... Oh! I will open again that because it works. So, RockShox Paragon. Oh my god. Paragon, whatever, price. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want this price in euros. Alright? So this is a Solo Air. This is Solo Air at 190 euros. So not even 200 euros. Solo Air for disc. The gold model, so is the, you know, the expensive model. Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is nuts. And this one, Rudy, is 4 times more. With 40 millimeters travel, but it's for gravel, you know, it's for gravel. And this one have 65. And it's for trekking, which is hybrid, but not gravel. What to choose? Take four times more money from me to buy that. Even though in general I try to be the cheapest and the most, you know, hard negotiator in everything I do. I actually, you know, I'm cheap. All those let's say successful, so not you know, famous rap artists, famous kids, famous whatever, but those who are actually millionaires, billionaires, royalty or whatever. They don't spend that much. They usually look for, you know, acceptable things, and they just build a better and better and better whatever company or whatever their business is. But no stupid crazy jewelries. Alright, maybe one have that watch passion, another one maybe is with cars, another one maybe is with everything, but all of them somehow put in their mind the collectible, you know, the collectible answer. Is that good worth it? Is that object worth it? The price? May I actually make some money with that thing? May I make some content with a Lamborghini awesome supercar? Or I lose all the money, because if I know I lose all the money, that's stupid maybe. And we know all of those who actually spend and throw with the money in left or right, crazy footballers or whatever other stars, aka stars, spent their all money more times than the people who actually made all those billions, you know, defending their wealth, paying attention to the real worth of an object, of a contract, of whatever they made. So in the same situation, of course, then there can be a dentist, a footballer, a bike influencer, which of course have a gravel bike, and he actually need to influence to sell 10 forks like that, and then his fork is free from the company, from the sponsor. Good job. Pay 4 times more the price. But I actually bought the more travel 65mm air with the lockout fork, brand new. I bought it brand new, so not a problem. I could have found that at half of price, used, no problem. Just replace the oil and good to go 20 years. But this guy, oh, you have the RockShox, the new RockShox for gravel, $800. Man, this is crazy. And I didn't knew at the beginning. I will also talk a bit about gravel bikes. But I have a so-called gravel bike, which I will show you compared to the first video we saw. Specialized cross-country, whatever stupid thing. $12,000, $15,000, $10,000. Oh my god, and you can't even fit rain covers, mudguard, whatever they are called. Stupid. I can, in whatever day, if I want, I can fit a, you know, that road handlebar, which you stay like this. I can fit that. on my bike, no problem, if I want. So I have a gravel bike with suspension, with 25 millimeters more suspension. I can pump, of course, the air as much I want. I can lock, so no more suspension. And if I want to just hit hard with the wheels into the borduri, into road edging, no problem. I have more suspension. If I want to jump with the bike, no problem. The gravel bikes, the cross-country bikes, advertise the marketing. Oh, now you can fit an even wider tire, 47C by 650, whatever standard, 1.75 inch tire. I can fit 2.1, maybe 2.2 in front, whatever situation. A mountain bike tire, I can fit 2 on my hybrid bike. And I will not tell you the initial project bike, how much I paid for that bike. I won't tell you, because I actually thought I will buy that bike to somehow sell and to make a small profit, but after that I changed the tires, I changed the fork, I changed the handlebar, I changed the saddle, I changed the whatever, I put some other components there, and I said I don't want to sell that because it's good. Some friends of mine bought gravel bikes, no names, but one of them paid 1,500 euros for a brand new gravel bike. Another one bought another one for 1,000 or a bit more, 1,250, around there, for gravel bike. No suspension, you stay there like this. Oh my god, I tried. Oh, and another friend who was a bit smarter, he bought a used gravel bike, had some problems, fixed them, much wiser to somehow buy a gravel bike used, so few years on the roads. But anyway, a lot of depreciation. The bike in general, after I adjusted and cleaned and maintained and whatever, it run beautifully. Alright, so that's the gravel bike, whatever. But I didn't like it. You stay there. I don't like the ride position on the road bikes in general. So for me that's inappropriate. I don't like it. Let's say like this. And I stayed on the gravel bike, which the gravel bike, it's a bit more, relaxed, a bit more stable, the angles, whatever. So it's not a fully racing bike for the Tour de France race, whatever. So it's not that aggressive. 30-40 minutes, my back, oh, my elbows, my hands, man, oh my god. After 1 hour I was finished. Enough gravel bikes. After 1 hour I don't want to be there anymore. The bike ride incredible. I tested it, everything worked awesome. Sharpened it even more, awesome. I don't like it. On my hybrid bike with a normal, let's say, mountain bike handlebar with a bit of race and a bit of back swipe, a bit higher, so not there like this. Oh, I'm on a gravel bike, no suspension, so me with my suspension pumped a bit more because I like it to be harder, so not that mellow, soft, whatever. I can even not that hard, easier than them. I can even hit the borduri edging. We talked about the prices. let's continue this hilarious this hilarious subject.
Ultimate's sensitive initial stroke absorbs impacts from rough roads, dry trails, or even golf ball sized gravel, offering superior performance compared to relying on larger volume tyres. Not only does the fork enhance control with its supple and swift movement, ensuring optimal tyre contact with the ground, but it also allows for lower pressures if you're rocking a tubeless setup. If you're worried about bottoming out on big hits, then don't. The compression ramps up progressively, providing a smooth ride, even with its limited 40mm of travel. Its performance shines whether you're seated or standing, offering stability on steep climbs whilst maintaining a near rigid feel. It completely outshined the competition with its impressive internals, boasting all alloy polished and anodised parts for top-notch quality. Setting up this gravel fork is a breeze, because with a small 2.5mm Allen key, you can easily adjust the spring air pressure and the rebound damping to suit your preferences. While other options may excel in individual aspects, the RockShox Rudy Explore Ultimate strikes the perfect balance of performance, handling, weight and price, making it the ultimate choice.
No shit!
It's the perfect balance of performance, handling, weight and price.
And price. Look at the Paragon. 189 new. The Paragon with the kit, solo air, disc, gold, 65mm of travel. Oh, the best bang for the whatever. Oh, even with the price. Yeah, gravel bikes. Oh yeah, community are appreciating this product.
Making it the ultimate choice if you're looking to upgrade.
Man, this is exactly like, for example, if you have a 100 fork, 100mm fork, cross country, but if you're not that aggressive, you know, that sponsored, so you race basically, you go with 100. Why the racers don't go with 80? So they have Seed Plus, Lux, Race, Cup, Carbon, whatever, 100. Reba, also 100. In races you use, of course, Seed. It's lighter a bit, whatever, but it's 100. Of course, you can go for 80, the same difference. Oh, I want smaller suspension. 20mm, please. Oh, it's 4 times the price of my fork. Please take this, I will be the fastest. Alright, if you are the fastest, fine. But usually, the other people, what's the idea? If you never stepped on the podium, like me, for example, I didn't won anything. So for those like me, those losers like me, you say, man, for a gravel bike on road, off-road, I can have, it's just a comparison, 100mm or 120, or for my MTB cross country, so not gravel. So on my MTB cross country, I can have a Reba or a Raccoon, RockShox Reba, RockShox Raccoon, with 100 or 120. Also, by increasing the suspension with 20mm, of course, the frame will be, and the handlebars will rise a bit, and it will be even more stable. You know, the same argument, difference between cyclocross and gravel. The gravel have a more upright position, it is a bit more stable, the longer wheelbase, whatever stupid marginal tiny bits, which of course matter and are like that. So a bit more travel, you are even more stable, you have even a bigger, more room to hit that and to ride that fast, or to actually don't mess things up. If you just make a mistake and you hit something hard, you have 20mm more. So for a MTB cross country, man, you can use 20mm. Fine, more. I have 120. If you have a fork with 150, for example, a RockShox Sector, or a RockShox 35, you have 150 or 160 fork. Man, someone may say, I want 180 or 170, like the RockShox Lyric, the RockShox Pike. I don't know if Pike is actually on 170. Anyways, like Domain, like Zeb. Zeb can be 170, 180. I think even 160. So whatever. From 160, 150, one step higher. I want a bit more. Or if you have the Domain, the Zeb, the whatever, and you want full 200 downhill, so you're stepping from enduro to downhill, you add 20 millimeters more. Man, I want 20 more. Oh no, in this situation, I want to pay 4 times the price, 4 times more, so I can have 20 millimeters less. I will be the fastest. I will be the best with my gravel. I will climb Himalaya, and I will descend with less travel, also Himalaya. Fastest. Tour retur, whatever. What a joke.
The Rudy's main competitor is the Fox 32 Tapercast factory fork. It's 50 millimeters of travel.
Alright, so you add here another Paragon, brand new RockShox Paragon. $189, $190, $100, $190 to buy the Fox with 50 millimeters travel. So the base definition, the base contest between the RockShox and Fox, whatever more expensive, now comes with a 10 millimeters difference. Oh, if you pay a bit more, you have 50 millimeters. But it's $1,000, you know? It's $1,000. And the RockShox Paragon Gold is exactly the difference. $190. $190. Oh my god.
Makes it one of the longer options available, and it comes with Fox's signature plush smoothness.
Alright, so maybe technically there are some differences. Maybe the Fox also have rebound, compression, maybe 2 rebound, maybe 2 compression, even though I don't think it's that complex. It doesn't have the space, it doesn't have the technology, or it's just pure stupid to basically I don't know who race the gravel for. If you are a gravel racer in the world tournament, alright. For you is needed to be created a Fox 50 millimeters or 55 to be more specific, because you are a hard rider, of course. Carbon version with 2 compressions, with 2 rebounds, and whatever other preload adjuster, whatever other, and both coil and both, you know, no, because coil somehow make everything to weight more. So air version, like it is, basically like this. So all the adjustment in the world, electronic also. So a Fox 55 millimeter electronic with 2 rebounds, with 2 compressions, electronic, intelligent electronic, for you if you race in the World Gravel Championship, and if you are a racer and the sponsors want the best of the best of the best. If you're like me, RockShox Paragon, air, compression, enough, $190. $190.
The issue I have with the Fox 32 is the price. It's £221 or $150 more than the Rudy.
Oh, it's more than Rudy, exactly, with a fork, a RockShox fork. But it is not new. The RockShox Paragon, of course, is new. It's brand new, but it's not new. It's not cool. So it is new, but not cool. It's not gravel. It is for hybrid bikes, which, of course, hybrid bikes are to be in between road and mountain bike. But the gravels are to be in between road and mountain bike. Or between what? Because I don't understand. They somehow stepped from you know, a road bike which you can ride on trail, but now you add suspension. You want to make an even better, harder, stronger gravel bike, and in the end it will be basically a hybrid bike, a trekking bike with the old RockShox Paragon, Metro, whatever it was called, from the early 2000s, 2000, 2001, 2005, 2014. This is 8 months old. Of course, these products have 2 years, 3 years, whatever. What is this guy saying? The best gravel fork is a 80 100 millimeters 27 mountain bike fork. You can get them for a fraction of things with the gravel tax. Gravel tax. And you get an actual usable travel. You can fit 20-inch wheel with 1.7. Of course, you can fit even with 2 or 2.5. No, not 2.5. With 2.1, 2.2 on this, what he's actually recommending here. And run a bit extra sag, so a bit more plush feel. Minimal geometry difference, but improves most bikes off-road and most have lockouts. So you can actually lock it, as I said, using the RockShox Rudy paired with a suspension seat post. Super comfortable. Oh yeah, amazing. Let me check my crystal ball. This is funny. The best gravel fork of 2013. RockShox Seed 100 millimeters. Man, this is incredible, incredible common sense. This is incredible funny. These are just pure clowns.
And it just isn't worth the extra cash in my eyes. That said, this factory version gets a slick gold Kashima coating, as seen on Fox's mountain bike forks, and they add that bling factor. There are 3 settings to play with, plus rebound adjustment on the lower leg. Add in on-the-fly adjustment with the open mode via a...
Alright, so you have, again, rebound and 2 other more adjustment, which, fine, let's say it's nice.
Second dial.
If you are the champion of the whoever and you want to race whatever is now cool or whatever is now to try to push this industry, but if you're not, trekking bikes, hybrid bikes, RockShox, you can't go wrong with RockShox. Anyways.
Inside the compression dial, and this is a very, very tunable fork. While there's no full lockout, the 32TC in its firm setting avoids bobbing or diving when you're climbing or sprinting.
Look at this fat old dude, how fast he's looking on this gravel bike in slow motion. Sorry man, I'm polite, but this this is comical in my eyes. You are doing the best job possible, but at the consumer, as I watched that specialized product, even though that guy reviewed the specialized, I laugh at the product. So I'm not laughing at the guy. Of course, the guy is not a champion in the gravel bike. And this is not impolite from me to actually observe and say it. Man, you're not the champion. I'm not also the champion. I'm not a champion. I'm fat and young. Whatever. Alright? No problem. But we're talking about small, important, premium, whatever, gravel, performant things. And of course, if that's made for you, in my opinion, you are a champion, not a... let's not call again, because we actually respect the age. But anyways, no nothing personal here, because he's actually very objective with the components. This product, what they try to make with this stupid marketing thing, exactly like in the video before, they present you the new model which can have a bigger tire. This is an engineering from the start requirement to have in mind and design around that. So it's not, oh, thank you, you offered me a bigger whatever. Exactly like with the forks. They will advert 1 year, 2 years from now, oh, now the Fox is not 50, it's 55 millimeters. And Rudy is not 40, it's 50 millimeters. And after that they will reach at the Paragon 65 millimeter standard from the early 2000s. And maybe they could improve the Paragon, so it had also rebound, it had also 2 compressions, and it cost a base version like this one $190, and a premium version, like there is an upgrade from Raccoon, Reba, no, there is a XC30 TK or something like this, or Judy, whatever fork. There is a Raccoon, there is Reba, and there is Seed. All of them, 5, are 100 millimeters. Coil or air, depending on what you need, depending on how much you're able to pay, you have 200 option or 150 option, and you also have a $1,000 option. In the same thing, you just upgrade the performance. You have carbon, you have multiple dials to adjust different things for how competitive you are or how performant you are, how much performance. As I said, carbon, stiffness, whatever things. Of course, Seed is less reliable than Reba, for example. So if you use Seed every day, it will be damaged faster than Reba. But also Seed is much better than RockShox Seed is much better, also value, and also more reliable than Fox 32, period. I heard this from the husband of a woman who stepped on the podium at Bike Expert 2022, 2021, whatever year. Both he and his wife were old racers in the industry, and they actually thought with one friend, man, it doesn't worth to buy Fox because Seed is much better and it costs a lot less. Half less, or not half. Few hundreds there, less. And also when you service, again, you pay almost double for Fox kit with oil, with whatever other O-rings and bushings and whatever other things. So again, this is very, very funny and stupid in my opinion, how they actually objectively test and compare these two things, but after 1 year, after 2 years, they somehow come with the next version. Oh, now you can fit a wider tire. Now you have a bigger fork. But they somehow before that strangulated, you know, the limits, all the limits, so they after that can make them bigger again for fork, for wheel, or for different prices. As we know, usually when you see discounts at different occasions, whatever things, they're not real. So if you want to buy a telephone, a TV, a whatever microwave, cooker, dry cleaner, whatever other object, oh, buy 40% less than the list price. Oh, 24% less. Yeah, because you raised the price 1 month ago or 2 weeks ago, and now you cut the same thing, and now maybe I buy even higher the price. So no discount at all. Or maybe I buy at the same price. Oh, nice. I bought at the same price. Again, to somehow make the channel, the funnel tighter, and then you say, oh, now I can breathe, I have more travel, I can have a wider tire. Like I could have used 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Or if I'm smart, I can use now if I buy a hybrid bike. 10 years ago, hybrid bike. Now I can use even wider tire with more suspension. Now I don't have to use that from 5 years from now until they will release a new RockShox with a new specialized frame and to make me pay $15,000. I can make that now with $500. If that's not actually a big price. So it's very funny. It's sadly funny. It's a combination, it's a paradox. Two opposed things. Funny and a drama. Show me your slow motion moves, man.
Out, the 32TC in its firm setting avoids bobbing or diving when you're climbing or sprinting. The
Oh,
Fox
yeah.
also conquers jarring hits with composure whilst easily smoothing out vibrations on gravel roads. It's impressively light for a longer travel fork, weighing 1,320 grams, which is only 20 grams more than the RockShox, and that's despite it having 10 millimeters more travel. Our strip down showed that the bolts need a special tool for maintenance, but our expert, Finley Patton, noticed the finish throughout was exemplary.
Alright, so you buy this 1000 fork, it needs special tool, special training personnel to service it, special kits, special oil, special maybe special intervals because it is special. Maybe you need to do that often or whatever, but with a RockShox Paragon, from not my experience but what I observed, you buy that fork and you never touch it again. You buy after 20 years, I buy after 20 years, I replace the fluid, it's like new. So no one actually take care of those, but if you don't care, if you don't take care of this Fox, Kashima, whatever, you'll have problems with this gold surface, and of course you either lose all the money because you sell, because whoever don't buy it doesn't work like this, is not plush, is not whatever, and you lost the money, or you put money so you avoid that. Special tool, special personnel, special experts, special everything. 1000 from the beginning, please.
Tool for RockShox, and that's despite it having 10 millimeters more travel. Our strip down showed that the bolts need a special tool for maintenance, but our expert, Finley Patton, noticed the finish throughout was exemplary. This is a brilliant option if you can swallow the expense and are looking for a fork to take on single track and more technical terrain. If you're looking for suspension on a budget, then the KS GTC with its 40 millimeters of travel will be our pick. It's well put together and has great quality soft seals, which you don't normally find on lower price forks. At just under 600 quid, it undercuts the RockShox Rudy by a tasty £179, which you could then spend on the rest of your bike. Despite having the smallest diameter stanchions on test, it was one of the stiffest forks, thanks to the thickness of the material used. This also accounts for it being one of the heaviest at 1,470 grams, even though its lowers and brake arch are carbon. The rebound adjustment isn't as good as you'll find on the RockShox and the Fox. It doesn't have any clicks within the dial, and it takes a lot of turns to induce any real change when you want to increase rebound speed. On medium to bigger hits, the fork can make it feel like you're riding through oil. The fork didn't have any increase in stiction, but its action is relatively slow. Thankfully, the fork ramped up well through its progression, so it's never topped out or bottomed out. Overall, the KS is very well made, and it's a solid option for those of you looking for an upgrade on a budget. The Lauf Grit was the lightest on test, and as I'm sure you've noticed, it looks completely different from a normal suspension fork. Those unique springs suspending the fork drop out offer 30mm of travel. This design also has no internal moving parts, making it the easiest suspension fork to maintain. But the flip side is, you can't tune its performance. As I said, it's the lightest suspension fork available in our test at 960 grams, weighing only around 400 grams more than your typical rigid carbon gravel fork. On gravel roads, the smooth nature of the leaf springs working in unison is a dream for upper body comfort and for endurance riding. The grip works best when you're